channel. My name's Rachel. If you're new here, you can find me on Poshmark at Tomato Cakes, and you can follow me on Instagram at The Curated Tomato, where I do all things Poshmark reseller related. And welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in today. And today I want to talk to you about burnout. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram recently about this, and so I felt like it was maybe a good idea to talk about this, because I think that with social media and everything as like a large part of our reseller community and our job, like, it's really easy to reach that burnout because well, one, we're constantly comparing ourselves with somebody else, and so it's really hard to feel adequate. So I think it becomes an issue of like pushing constantly to continue growing or making more or something like that. And that's something that I struggle with just as much. I mean, I see, you know, people's pictures of packages, and I didn't have that many sales that day or that week or whatever. I see screenshots of, you know, total balance, pending balance or whatever, and it's hard not to compare. It's really hard, and that's something that I myself struggle with, just because it doesn't happen at the same time for every person. So I think that really can contribute to burnout, as well as, you know, when you are working for yourself, it's just this constant feeling of just having to do more. And it's hard because, so my family relies on my income to make ends meet every month. And obviously if I don't work, then I don't have, you know, money coming in from sales. And it's really hard to create that work-life balance. I don't think I'm there yet. In fact, I know I'm not there yet. I was up this week till 2 o'clock in the morning, a couple of nights this week, doing work, because I didn't get it done during the day. The kids needed me, and obviously that's, you know, main priority. And, you know, I have my hand in like 5 different projects right now. I have the podcast, I have my business, my Poshmark, and I'm doing some coaching, and I'm trying to build a website. There's so much going on that it's really hard to stop and breathe, if I'm being honest. Like, it really is. If you watched my video about my sales in March and just how crazy it was, I mean, I was doing a lot of shipments every day and tons of listing. I had a lot of personal stuff going on in March as well, and I really feel like I just worked myself into the ground, because by the time April rolled around, I didn't even want to list or source or photograph. And like that, when you get to the point where you don't even want to do it, like, obviously that's burnout. And I love doing this. This is my passion. You know, this is what I feel like saved my sanity when I was being a nurse, and I found this. So what do? You know, when you reach that level of exhaustion. It's really hard when you have children, because you have to take care of them, obviously, and you have this whole amount of work that has to get done. But somehow there's just not enough hours for it, and you have to get them both done. You have to. So, April was a hard month for me, And my sales are showing it this month because I did not put the work in April that I had put in before. And so my listings are down and everything this month. And so now I'm having to play catch up. So what have I done? I'm trying to be more organized, which if you listen to the podcast, and I've talked about this before, I have really severe ADHD. I am not organized. I am very easily distracted, and it's not easy by any means working with toddlers in the house because I am constantly pulled in different directions, and I quit what I'm doing for a minute to go cuddle them or play with them or whatever, and then I start something else. So I have like all these half-finished projects. So I started using widgets on my phone to keep myself accountable and to like check those things off. Because I know you can use checklists and to-do lists and sheets and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I can barely even remember completing the list, like writing it all out, much less keep track of it throughout an entire day. It just doesn't happen. So I started using widgets that I could, on my phone, that I could put just on my home screen. I took a lot of my other apps off my home screen, put widgets on there like Wunderlist and some to-do lists that I could just give myself. My goal was just like small attainable goals, because my habit is to be like, I'm going to do this and bite off way more than I can chew, and just like have these huge aspirations, and then I can't reach it, and then I give up. So I started giving myself small attainable goals, like 5 goals a day, and they might have even included things like getting the dishes done and making the bed, or making sure that the laundry gets put over into the dryer. But it was 5 things that I could mark off my list, and then when that was done, then I was done. And to be honest, I haven't kept it up very well. It worked really well for me for like 3 weeks, and then I got sick, and I haven't gotten back into it, and I really need to do that. So when you have that like just really dark cloud that you feel, that's just, you just can't get things going, it's okay to stop for a little bit. And I know that's really hard because obviously, like I said, if we don't list, we don't make money. It's really hard. And I don't know how to do that well without feeling guilty or that I need to do more. I really don't know how to do that. What has helped me has been, like I said, small daily goals. Hopefully trying to give myself a little bit more grace, to not be so hard on myself if I don't get something done. And yeah, I'm not there yet. I really am not. I still feel, like I'm back on the upward climb of not being burned out. I'm not totally there yet. And it's hard because I love this so much. I really do. I have to learn how to control my balance. And I think that's something that's part of growth and development in any aspect of life. So, I know that I'm on social media a lot, and I know that I post stacks of packages, pictures of stacks of packages, things like that. And it's not at all my hope to ever do anything like that to make somebody feel less than, or inadequate or anything. It's to encourage that, this can be done, because if I can do it, anybody can, truly. But I think it's really important to remember not to compare ourselves on social media, and that every single one of us is in a different aspect. And you might see like a picture that somebody posts of all of their sales or something and not realize like they were up until 2 o'clock in the morning working on that, and they didn't eat, or they aren't sleeping, or things like that. So when you feel that, just remember you don't have the whole picture, like the behind the scenes and everything. And I know that there's like a meme or quote or whatever that goes around that's like, don't compare yourself to somebody else's highlight reel. And I think that's really true. So I'm curious how much of social media really lends to burnout that people start to feel. Which I'm not saying that's all it, because obviously the amount of hours that you're working and things like that is a contributing factor. But like I took a weekend and I went to Atlanta and I visited my friend, and that was really good. It was just good for me to have a change of scenery and just hang out and talk, and just not feel as like much like I have to list this amount or share this amount or get these shipments out today, things like that. So you might have to do that, especially if you're a mom and you haven't had a break for a really long time. Like, take a weekend, and it doesn't have to be something expensive or anything like that. Just take a break for a little bit, because when you burn out, you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others, you can't take care of your business. You just can't do much of anything. So I guess I don't really have any like main tip or point for this. Just kind of some thoughts. I've actually recorded this video like 4 times, and just didn't feel like it was ready yet to share. Really didn't feel like I have a handle on it, and I'm only barely there. Anyway, hopefully it spoke to you. If you are struggling with anything, with burnout or exhaustion or whatever like that, please take care of yourself, and I'll try to do better at taking care of myself too. Yeah. I say that, and I'll probably be up super late working. Anyway, you like the rainbow above my head? It's my new background. Anyway, that's all for today. Please subscribe, like this video. Just trying to be honest here. Have a great day. Bye.